The federal government reports and opens up on why they don't want Nnamdi Kanu to be released, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. If this is your first time on Emissary News, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment. And also don't forget to share. Welcome to Emissary News, or you're listening to the news proper. Igbo monarchs attend session as appeal court reserves ruling to stay judgment. Huriwa asks Ohaneze to stop begging Buhari over his release. Continued detention affront to Ndibo, says Igbo elders. Don't miss last opportunity of winning Igbo affection, Buhari told. Listening to the news, the Court of Appeal in Abuja yesterday rejected federal government's application for adjournment of a hearing relating to the judgment of the freed leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, from detention. The court also reserved judgment in an application filed by government. A three-member panel of the Court of Appeal, led by Justice Oludotun Adefopekoji, had on October 13th dismissed the terrorism and treasonable felony charges against Kanu and ordered his release from detention after striking out a 7-count charge. Instead of complying with appellate court decision ordering Kanu's unconditional release, the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation, the AGF, filed an appeal at the court. In challenging the Court of Appeal's decision, government applied to the Supreme Court for an order staying the execution of the former's decision. David Kwashe San, representing the AGF, Abubakar Malami Sam, filed an application for a stay of execution of the Court of Appeal verdict on the separatist leader. At yesterday's proceeding, Kwashe sought an adjournment for the hearing of the stay of execution application. However, the appellate court panel, led by Justice Haruna Tuzani, ordered Kwashe to open argument in the pending application. Kwashe based his request for an adjournment on the grounds that Kanu's lawyer Mike Ozekomesan served him with a counter affidavit the application last Friday. But Ozekome opposed government lawyers' request for an adjournment. He contended that government was in violation of the Court of Appeal's order of October 13th, which orders Kanu's unconditional release. Explaining why government wanted a stay of execution of the appeal court's judgment, Kwashe argued that the Biafra Nation agitator is a huge threat to national security and must be kept in detention to have a relative peace. Besides, government added that Kanu is a flight risk and would escape out of the country if the judgment that ordered his release was not stayed. Kwashe insisted that it is in the interest of justice and the head to have relative peace in the southeast and the whole Nigeria that Kanu be made to remain in detention pending the resolution of an appeal already filed at the court. Ozekome dismissed the claim that Kanu jumped bail in his trial at the Federal High Court. Ozekome said the military unjustly invaded Kanu's ancestral home and it took God's grace for his client to escape death. The senior lawyer informed the court that the federal government was in contempt of court by not obeying the October 13th judgment. As such, has no moral and legal right to make the request from the same court. Contrary to government's claim, Ozekome said it is only the release of his client that will ensure peace and tranquility, not only in the southeast, but the entire country. After listening to the submission of lawyers, the Court of Appeal reserved the ruling for a late date to be communicated to the parties. 6 Igbo traditional rulers were at the court to witness the hearing yesterday. The monarchs, who were all dressed in their regal attire, said they had come to support and demand Kanu's release. The monarch includes Innocent Nwigwe, Secretary of Umuahia North Council of Traditional Rulers, Nnamdi Ofebu, Chairman of Ohuhu Council of Traditional Rulers, Iheanyi Chukwu Ezigbo, Chairman of Ibeku Council, Phillips Ajimuwe, immediate past chairman, Umuahia North Council, Eddie Ibauchi, former chairman, Umuahia North Council, and Ben Uriako of Ikuano Council or of Kanu's home state of Abia State. Human Rights Writers Association Nigeria Huriwa on Monday told the hierarchy of the court system that they are destroying the judicial arm of government by letting the federal government impugned the integrity of the court in clear breach of Section 6 of the Nigerian Constitution. The group cautioned the Apex Court and the Appellate Court for even admitting the appeal filed by government, saying the application for stay of execution against clearly binding verdict is disrespectful. Uriwa, in a statement by its national coordinator, Conrad Emmanuel Onwubiko, expressed disappointment that rather than mount pressure on President Muhammadu Buhari to honor his continuation oath of office and obey a binding judgment of a contempt court of jurisdiction, the Apex Igbo Cultural Group Ohaneze is going cap in hand to Asorok Villa to beg for political solution as if the court are no longer relevant. Huriwa also carpeted the hierarchy of the appellate court for becoming political by sending the transfer from Abuja the justice that courageously determined the appeal by Kanu and quashed all charges initiated by Malami. Huriwa recalled that President Buhari had, in previous meeting with delegation of Igbo elders, told them that he would not interfere with the judicial process, urging them to allow the court decide Kanu's fate. Also, an Igbo think tank group under the auspice of United Igbo Elders Forum has said the continuous detention of Kanu, despite the order of the appeal court for his release, is an insult to Ndi Igbo. The group said for the federal government to ignore the voice of elders, the demand by the United Nations and the judgment of the appeal court by going ahead to prolong the case amounts to gross disregard of the people. National coordinator of the group, Justice Alpha Ibama, stated this in Onitsha, Anambra State on Monday, shortly after their emergency meeting, according to statement. Ibama said it has a political undertone. Justice delayed, justice denied. FG has only two options to release Kanu. The two options are hinged on the appeal court verdict of a political solution. If FG can dialogue with bandits, why not the Igbo? Ibama insisted that the federal government has no option but to release Kanu without further delay. Also commenting on the development, the All Progressive Grand Alliance House of Representative candidate for Arochukwu/Oho Federal Constituency in the 2023 election, Dr. Okuji Obinna Ore, has pleaded with President Buhari to heed the growing appeals to release Kanu in compliance with the appeal court judgment. Ore said releasing Kanu will greatly help to restore peace in the southeast and make President Buhari a hero of Igbo race, according to him. Releasing Kanu is the surest way to guarantee massive participation of the zone in the forthcoming elections. Gareb hopefully said he was in the race because of the new hope and the confidence in the Electoral Act, which is one of the legacies for which posterity would appreciate President Buhari's administration. People, let me draw the curtain here. This is, of course, you know that this issue still stems on the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and many things has been happening for some time now. The appeal court in Abuja has also rejected the federal government's application for adjournment of a hearing relating to the judgment that freed the leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, from detention. The court also reserved judgment in an application filed by the government. Of course, you know that a three-panel on the Court of Appeal led by Justice Oludotun Adefo Okeje had on October 13th dismissed the terrorism and treasonable felony charges against Kanu and ordered his release from detention after striking out his seven-count charges instead of complying with the appellate court's decision ordering Kanu's unconditional release. The Office of the Attorney General of the Federation, the AGF, filed an appeal at the Supreme Court in challenging the Court of Appeal's decision. Government applied to the Supreme Court for an order staying the execution of the former ASL decision. That was where the decision of the appeal court was thwarted, and Kanu has not been released from detention. He is still in the DSS detention despite the appeal court order to discharge Nnamdi Kanu. But because of the AGF's Attorney General of the Federation's appeal to the Supreme Court, that has stayed that of the judgment of the appeal court. Let me draw the curtain here. Don't forget that you are still on a Misery News. One of the best. We bring you the topmost of the top news that happen all over the world. Don't forget to like if this is your first time on this channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. And don't forget to on your notification button so that whenever our news drop, you'll be the first to see it. God bless you.